Welcome to another episode of Puck Talk with Fern and Mac. I am Fern and she is Mac. What's up?
What's up?
Not much. Another week. What a weekend it was, I guess, for some people.
I thought so, but you didn't. So,
Yeah, well, we'll talk about it. Let's start there. You're leading the way, but let's start there.
all
Um,
right.
I will put it out there, people, but I got a great co-host. I forgot my notes.
Oh,
So, but anyway, I know what's going on. All Star game, All Star weekend.
yeah.
Uh, I had fun with the skills, like I said I
hmm
would. I think that's what
Right.
I knew I was gonna like. And then
Right.
the game, I tried to get through it, but way too long. I would say. I mean,
Yeah. I can agree with that.
way too long. Too many between game stuff that I didn't care about. Like, didn't like anybody that was performing. Like,
The performances were terrible, but I guess they were mostly Canadian,
yeah,
you
yeah.
know,
Take.
which I'm surprised you didn't like because you're all about, singing Canadian
Well,
women songs. Just saying.
well,
I was just throwing that out there.
I
It's
like
the truth.
Canadian singers. Yeah, we could put that out there. That's fine. It's
All right.
not.
Well, these were terrible.
Well, I'm not. I don't know much about Take McCrae, but what I saw on the thing, for first of all, she was lip singing, which we already are used to that anyway when it comes to these things. And I don't know that I could.
How about the guy that wore the
Michael
was
Bublé.
it the Flames outfit? No, I love Michael Bublé. Don't
Well, wait,
ever.
hold on,
And
hold on.
I
Before you ask about the Flames, did you hear about Michael Bublé after the draft on
no,
Thursday?
no, because I didn't even know about the draft, so I didn't even get to
Okay,
watch it. I didn't even get to see Michael Bublé hardly. I
so
love him.
Bublé, I forget whose team he was like the captain for.
It it was
Well, Will Arnett was McDavid in them.
right, and then
Beaver
Beaver
was
was
Matt.
Matthews. So wasn't it Hughes or was that the girl?
No, no, no. It was Hughes. It was Hughes because
Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah,
Kale McCarr and Tate McRae.
right. Yeah, the
So
okay,
it was a Hughes, and he's getting. They're doing a. I think there was a press conference after the draft. It was like
right.
him and Will Arnett, and he basically admitted that he was microdosing on shrooms during the draft, and like he didn't really like he didn't know what was going on, but knew what was going on. Like it. I mean,
I
I
mean,
thought it was
to
hilarious.
each his own. You know what I mean?
I thought it was hilarious. He made it
To
alive.
be- to
Fine.
each to each his own. Exactly.
I mean, it makes you wonder how many of those songs he did on shrooms.
I mean,
I mean,
well,
I
more
don't know.
power to him because I love his music.
Anyway, back on track.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah, you didn't really you weren't the biggest fan, but you were going into it not being the biggest fan. I
but
love All-Star Weekend.
but I gave it a chance because of what we do.
Oh, and
So,
that's yeah, and that's fine. But
so that we
I
can talk
love the
about it.
skills. Huh?
No, so that we could talk about it, obviously. So
Right.
we like lost.
I love the skills. My one thing that we talked about was Kucherov.
Yeah.
Not impressed with his any of the things he was in. And
Okay.
then come to find out, we found out online today that I guess people were booing him, which I just figured it was because it was him. I didn't know, like, but I guess because it didn't seem like he was really trying. Like once he got his time got, I think on one of the, the targets,
Yeah.
it was like he just kind of not quit because he didn't quit, but it was bad. It was way bad.
So I have an opposite take on this.
Okay.
I I just think this is what I'm gonna say. And
Mm-hmm.
there's gonna be people, and unless somebody, one of those guys hears this and wants to prove me wrong, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure with Nikita Kucherov, what happened was that he, for once in his career, I guess he couldn't hide it. And I don't think he's the only one who feels like that, but just players just end up hiding it better. I don't think anybody likes this. Like, I'm going to be honest. Like, I think a lot of people just do it. obviously there's a million split between the last team, but I don't think these guys even like the whole thing. Like
Yeah,
it,
but then don't do it.
it's this
Then step
thing
down and give it to somebody else.
where like but what I was trying to tell you is that there's things that we don't know about because I mean they're more public now in 2024 than they were before, but there's things that we don't know about that's written in people's contracts. That whoa, here's your bonus if you were an all star. So if they give up the spot, they're not going to get the bonus, and we always
Then suck it up, Buttercup. That's part of your job.
well,
That's like
I'm
me
just
going to work.
saying.
I know, but I'm saying people vote for you. Kids are watching this. Like they look up to
I
you.
think he
Show
was,
up or don't come.
I think he was part of the first 32. I think I don't know. So who picked those? Forget.
Whatever the case.
But I'm just saying.
Then then
I
then
think
give it to some newbie who is would kill to be there.
yeah, no, I agree.
Or then just play
I
in the
agree to an
game. Don't
extent.
play in the skills.
Yeah, I mean, I agree
Don't
to an
play in the
extent.
skills.
But I just think honestly, he just kind of let it go. It was I don't know. He was off his game,
Well, then he got booed.
hiding
So
it.
that's then there you
He was off
go.
his game and hiding it. You know what I mean?
Well,
I think, but
I don't know. The other guys seem to be having a ball, so I'm just saying.
yeah, I mean, some people are better at faking it. But that's just my take.
Okay. Okay, whatever. I disagree, but whatever.
I
Anyway,
mean,
moving
that's
on.
what we're here for.
Yeah, I get yeah, whatever. But
Oh,
anyway.
Mac. What's next?
And then well, no, because Connor McDavid
Yes,
did win and he got the $1 million, which
that's the skater.
kudos to him. And yes, and I am actually sticking up for him because the next day I read they were calling him McCheater because they were saying because he on the
Got
around
a
the
corner
turns
a
he
little
was hitting
bit.
the
He took it
yeah,
out of
but he
the corner.
didn't. His stick hit it. But there's no rules against that, and it wasn't like it was cutting a bunch of time off for him. So that was just dumb. I thought that was stupid.
So I
He's a
am.
fastest skater. He's fastest skater.
I'm actually with you, and no surprise there. But I actually think, honestly, that he's trying to get an advantage. This part of the competition. You got to get an advantage as much as you can. And yes, it was his stick. It wasn't him, but like he's got to
Right.
he's got to get as close as he can to those pylons.
Absolutely.
Just because the inside lane is the fastest, and that's what.
And they didn't take time off. I mean, they didn't. That wasn't in the rules to take time off. Somebody did though. Get did you? What was the? Somebody did get called back for something where they thought he was like in second. I don't know something. And I don't. It wasn't fastest skater. It was something else.
False start. I forget.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't fastest skater. It was something else. But they double check. Oh, I know. If one of the in the relay thing or something, whatever it was, if the puck came off his stick in time and I didn't.
Yes, I remember. Yeah,
I don't know why I'm
you know, it
talking about it
happens.
like it's the Olympics, but
I mean, don't you want to talk
but
about the Olympics?
but speaking of the Olympics, yes, I did want to throw that. See how I segued that in.
Yeah, segue.
Um, so the NHL players can now play in the 2026-2030 Olympics.
Yeah, finally again. Like,
But didn't they have the option to play in the last one? I thought, and they just didn't because of they couldn't because of COVID something.
yeah, I
Because it
think
would have been 2022 or and in case so that way they didn't get stuck there or whatever the case was, they didn't do it.
yeah, but I forget. I hated that rule. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, I haven't watched hockey in the Winter Olympics since then, and I
We
think
do, but
I think that because I'm gonna be honest, as much as I love hockey, I don't follow like the college game. You know what I mean? So I'm not
are
watching.
you saying you don't watch the women's NHL or whatever it is?
It just started, didn't it?
Back in January.
That because that was so long ago.
Well, I know, but I'm saying games have been on. I
Well,
mean, yes, it is not as exciting,
I
but
follow it. I don't know many of
yeah,
the players. I haven't actually watched the game because I don't even know what
yeah,
channel they're on. But I'm sure I could find it on the
I don't
internet.
either.
I got websites, but
Sometimes they do have them on the NHL Network. I think if
yeah.
nothing else is on, which yeah,
So, but no, but I'm gonna be honest. It's just because I don't follow, like knowing that there's players and like you know, like half basically the whole roster for everyone, basically. Like if it's like the Winter Olympics, and that was the place to do it because they don't they didn't
Yeah,
make a big deal out of like the world championships like they do now, obviously because of the change. But
I
I think
know, but
that
go ahead.
that change happened because I think Bettman was trying to get all the money because when they
Yeah,
when there's an Olympic year, they don't have an All Star break. So basically, there's 2 weeks
that's right.
of
Okay.
that's the break, and basically, like the people who don't get picked for a national team, they get off, and then the people play
So if it's an Olympic year, they don't do the skills or the All-Star weekend.
not
They don't
before,
have it that year.
not before, yeah, not
Okay.
that's how it used to be before. There was no All
So do
Star
you
game, as
agree
far as I
with
know. Hold on,
profession?
let me just double check.
Do you agree with professionals playing in the Olympics in any sport?
Uh, yeah,
You
why
do.
not?
Okay.
Yeah, I agree with it.
I don't know. I just feel like
They do it in basketball, and we don't always win.
I know, and that's what I'm trying to say. I don't know that that's so fair. So that's why
Yeah,
I'm
but
just
the
curious what you.
but the U.S. doesn't always win. It's what I mean,
Oh no, I know, but I
so,
mean,
you know, I mean, I like it
yeah,
because like I think at least for my own selfish viewing is like I'm a little bit more invested, and I think that's what at the end of the day, that's what NBC wants as the broadcaster of the
yeah.
what's it called. They want the views. So if like you know Sidney Crosby's playing with Connor McDavid on the same line, like what I mean, for Canada,
Yeah.
like that's something that's and they're facing Besser and the Hughes
Oh, you said
brothers,
it right.
the Hughes
You said it
brothers.
right.
You know what I mean? For Team USA, then like that,
Right. Yeah. 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 I
because
guess. Yeah.
that's the only time we're going to see the Hughes brothers play together, like professionally as of now, like all three. It's like it's going to be like the Olympics
True.
or the World Championships. But
Okay.
I mean, I've always liked it because of that. I just think it just like there's more of a root and interest for everyone, not just the U.S. Because
Right.
you look at like Russia and you know how many Sweden,
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Ederson and
True.
all those guys.
Oh, you're saying all the names right tonight.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
it's like I'm a season.
I know. That
Yeah,
was like in all in one. Um, I know nobody probably cares, but the Coyotes, they are staying in Arizona. They
yeah.
bought or they're purchasing land up north or something.
I mean, yeah.
I knew you were worried about it, so I wanted to make sure that I
Well,
looked into it.
I wasn't
You know,
worried about it, but I guess like I mean, I don't know what got them to stay. Maybe it's because they're still in the playoff hunt. Maybe that's it. They were like, "Look, we're here."
which is so odd, but yeah.
Um, I mean, there was rumors until last week that Atlanta was a rumor to go back. There was even an
Yeah, and then they
article
keep talking
about
about this Utah team coming up.
yeah
I don't know.
Utah. I mean, there was talk about the which I made fun of one of my friends, hockey friend, was basically sent me an article about them possibly return a team possibly returning to Atlanta called like I think the Firebirds or
Thrash.
Redbirds or something
uh,
like that. And I was like,
Wasn't it the Thrashers?
it was the Trashers before, and I made fun of them. I
No,
was like,
Thrashers, not Trashers.
I told you about me and the TH. All right, let's not point that
Oh
out.
my gosh.
Whatever. Anyway, moving on.
Uh-huh.
Call them a different kind of bird, firebirds, red birds. I don't know. And I just made fun of them. I was like, well, so you think them renaming the type of bird is going to get people in Atlanta hype for this?
I mean, I don't really see it going anywhere in Atlanta,
Well,
but Utah, I don't, you know.
so like I said before when I think it was one of our first couple episodes,
Yes.
they're looking for new money. Like
Yeah, I know.
what leagues like. They like a new frontier, if you want to call it that way. So, but
I know, but like, okay. Yeah. All right.
yeah, I mean Utah would be nice, I guess, but possibly
Utah.
boring. Possibly boring. I mean,
Yeah, but maybe it would bring something to that area, I
well,
guess.
there's already a
I mean, they
basketball
have the
stadium.
Jazz or the
Yeah,
Heat or whatever they are.
the Jazz. You were right the first time. Don't
Jazz.
doubt yourself. The Heat are in Miami.
Mhm.
Um, which
Oh, right.
most people from Utah would love to be in Miami right now with the weather they get. But
True.
and also the fact that it's a
Okay.
like
Let it go. Yeah.
it's a dry state maybe
Oh.
because of the Mormons.
Oh.
They don't really drink. Like I don't know what the deal is. Anyway, they already have a stadium because of the basketball stadium, so they could use that until they build a stadium if they're going to build a separate stadium.
Right.
Or they might just keep it depending on who ends up being the owner. If the owner of the Jazz says, "Oh," like most owners, and says, "I want to put the bid in, and we could have a new team in Utah," then they would use
Yeah.
the same stadium. So because that's usually what they try to do for the most part,
Gotcha.
as the Avs owner owns the Nuggets, like in Denver. So
Right. Okay. I didn't. Okay. Yeah.
he owns the building and the teams. So that's
Right.
usually they try to work it. The only place that don't one of the only places that's not like that, it's Philly, because Xfinity, Comcast, whatever you're gonna call it, owns the Flyers, but the Sixers play there, and the Comcast doesn't own the Sixers. So they have like this weird
Okay.
where they're like, so the Sixers pay rent to play there, and like, yeah,
Oh, okay. It's
yeah,
very enlightening. Thank you.
yeah. There you go.
Thank you.
Yeah, what else you got on the list?
Trade trade deadlines coming up. Kind of getting nervous for my team. Kind
Mm,
of getting nervous where Flurry's going.
So, all right. So,
They
I'm
got to get rid of somebody on my team. So
do
what do you
they
mean
though?
not to worry about it?
Do they though? Like,
Yeah.
who says that?
They said that the five that are could be moved, they're not all going to end up being there by the end of the year.
So, what's the reasoning on what you read? I just want to because I haven't read it. Is it because of the cap? Like they just don't have money, or they're tight because every
I
team has a
mean,
cap. Like,
yeah, I know, and it kind of sounded like that. The people that could go are Marchessault, which I don't think they'll get rid of. Carrier, which they could because he gets hurt, and that's fine. I don't mean to say that's fine. I like him, but really, I'm more concerned about
your favorites.
Martinez and Stevenson.
So those guys, what did we had this talk?
Amadio is the
Okay,
other one. Amadio.
yeah, Mario, it's fine. You can get rid of him.
I do like he's good.
Yeah, but he's like a third, fourth liner, but you can afford.
Well, and Carrier is just really a fighter, so much,
Yeah.
more so.
So this is what I would say. I think I think we already kind of talked about it a little bit throughout the last couple of
Mm,
weeks. But I think all those guys are in their final year of their contracts.
they
So
are right.
it's kind of like I don't see the point. Like this is me from looking at the outlook for you guys because like you guys are still, even though Vancouver is like a couple points above you, you guys are still like you look like you're gonna make another run. Obviously, like you can't predict injuries. That's kind of the reason why like you haven't looked as great recently because that's something you can't predict before the season
Right.
and stuff like that because it's injuries. But I don't think it's time to freak out. Like, especially like I get it. These guys' contracts are up next year, and then the thinking behind that is like, look, we might not re-sign them because of the money they want, and we don't have the money, the space to fit them in. So let's get rid of them now to get something that's going to be cheaper and good for the future. You know what I
Well,
mean?
yeah.
Or
Right.
somebody that's already signed for more than 1 year. So that would be the thinking. Um, I don't know that I would like clean house, honestly, unless
I know, but if yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
I can't think
Yeah.
of
You know
anything.
more about it than I do.
I can't think of anything unless there's something I got to do more reading and you got to send me more of that stuff because I'm not like actively looking at like the Vegas
I
like
know it's
trade
not.
rumors. So like I'm
Really?
not
That's so
sure.
weird. I feel like that
Well,
should be the only thing on your mind.
with the deadline coming up, I'll start doing more research on rumors. But in general for the whole leagues because when's the deadline? Is it next Tuesday? Is that
I
when?
thought there was more time than that.
Okay, hold on. I'll look it up. Let's see.
Why did I think it was like weeks?
I'll tell you. Oh wow, I forgot that they switched it to really late.
I was gonna say, isn't it like 6 weeks from now?
It's March 8th. It's like a month from now.
Yeah. Okay. So 4 weeks now. Yeah. I was gonna say, I thought I had just
Yeah.
read
I thought it was
6 weeks, but I guess that was 2 weeks ago.
yeah, I forgot that
Yeah.
the NHL pushed it back, but they pushed it back real deep.
Yeah, because it's right before. I feel like it's right before playoffs start. Because I'm like, how can that always boggles my mind too? Is like you can like Flurry last year, or I don't know if it was last year, the year before. Like he wasn't going to end up going to the playoffs, and then he got traded right before to the Wild, and I didn't even. I just think that's weird that they could go all year and play on a terrible team, and then up and just trade, and then here you're in. I don't know. That's weird to me.
That's what the trade deadline does. That's what teams who are like
No,
right.
I know. I guess I didn't realize that until this year or a couple of years ago. I mean,
Well, I think it was this year. I mean, last year that passed, or the year before that they pushed it back. It used to be around like this time.
okay.
It used to be around this time
Okay, then that makes
because
more sense, I guess.
because it was around the same time. So obviously, as we talked about, the NBA and the NHL kind of have like similar timelines for season.
Saint, yeah, yeah, yeah.
The
Hmm.
same, they do have the same amount of games, 82. So like the NBA trade deadline is in 2 days. It's on Thursday. So like
Right.
that's why I was like, well, it's got to be coming up soon. But you know, it's March 8th.
Yeah. Okay.
I think they switched it is because to help out people, I guess to because if they, I
Yeah.
think the reason is if they waited a little deeper, it would increase the people who still might be in it and might be able to like deal something like that to make it interesting.
Okay.
Like because by February you still have, I think there's a lot of teams that still have like 30 games left. So like, well, yeah, I think
Well,
everybody has
yeah.
about 30 games left. But yeah, I don't, damn. Yeah, we'll keep talking about it. I'll look into it. Speaking of trades though, there was one right before, it was two right before the All-Star break. Last week after we talked, I think
Wrapped up.
covered one of them, but we'll cover it again. Elias Lindholm went from Calgary to the Canucks. This is
Okay. Yeah.
this is
I don't think you told that on the thing.
this is Calgary and the Flames' second trade of the year because early in the year
Okay.
they traded for Nikita Zodorov, and he's a defenseman. Lindholm is a forward.
Hmm.
So that was big because Lindholm has always has been one of the top players in Calgary for years. He's a player who's on the last year of his deal. This is what I'm talking about.
Okay.
He's on his last year of his deal, and it's going to help the Canucks out a lot because they're going for it. They are this
Well,
owner
yeah, they
is going
should.
for
Good
it.
for them.
Um, it was some draft picks, some pretty high draft pick plus a player. And the next day there was another trade. The Canadians, another Canada on Canada trade. The Canadians
Hmm.
traded. Um, why can't I think of his name right now? Um, anyway, it'll come to me. They traded a player to the Sean Monahan. They traded him to the Jets. He's a
Okay.
forward. We were doing the comparisons. There was something out there online that Monahan and Lindholm have the same stats up to this year so far,
Okay.
to the time of the trade. So the Jets, obviously, they went on that streak, and then they kind of tamed down because they were one of the hottest
Hmm.
teams, a couple weeks ago, and they tamed down. So this trade will help them out.
Okay.
So there's some teams already getting ahead of it and going for it. So we'll see.
Well, your Flyers are gonna have some salary releases, so you should be, and
Yeah,
the Devils.
Flyers, Devils, the Flames. And
Yeah. Yeah.
but I think those guys. I'm gonna be honest. I think out of the guys that, for those that don't know, we've been kind of talking about it. The guys that have been involved in this investigation, that we kind of have answers, but we don't yet. But out of the guys, I think Carter Hart's the one that's making the most. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah. Okay.
Like
Is that what? Yeah.
yearly,
He's
yeah,
three
it's like
something. We saw it today.
3.5, I think.
3.9 or something.
Yeah, three, almost 4. So yeah, like
Yeah.
the NHL, I basically is giving these teams relief. Like, so basically they're basically gonna move Carter Hart until like a different area of the books. Basically, it's what's happening, and it's not gonna count against the cap, which will help the Flyers. I mean, they already have
Yeah.
some cap anyway because that's what they spent this all
Yeah.
off season doing, getting rid of Hayes and Provorov and all those guys. But
Hmm.
they'll get some more cap relief in case they decide to make any more moves because they are still in it.
Okay.
So
Yep.
so the
Okay.
Flames will get a little bit. Um, the the Devils will get a little bit. I think. Well, I know McLeod was on the main roster, so that'll help that. But
Hmm.
I think Foot was not, but I could be wrong. because
Okay.
he didn't start the year with them. He was down on with their AHL team. But so I don't know how much that's gonna like affect their actual cap. But up top,
Not good, boys and girls. Not good.
not good, not good.
Um, how about Kuznetsov? You wanted to mention that about
Yevgeny Kuznetsov, all the Capitals, is going on the program. He is about, I believe I read he is the fourth person who's voluntarily, I guess you could say, going on the program. Um, Obviously Lucic and Corey Perry, they all had to go because of whatever was happening. You know, Corey Perry, all jokes aside, I
yeah,
think
yeah,
it was drinking. Lucic, we know, is domestic violence. So those guys were put on because of other things. These guys, Kuznetsov joins a group. Last week we talked about Patrick Laney.
Line
Laney,
Line A.
and then there was a couple people before that we kind of didn't cover from the Avalanches, Samuel Gerard and forget the
Right.
other guy, but
Yeah.
they all voluntarily went on themselves. So these are four players so far that have done this.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, I guess good for
Well,
them for I guess making
yeah,
this.
we wish them well.
Yeah, whatever it is. I know some people have come out and
Better to go voluntarily than be made to.
yeah, I know some people have come out and said that like they're actually dealing with like some anxiety and stuff like that,
Hmm.
and that's cool. I mean, if you need,
You got
that's
to get it underway.
yep, I agree.
Any games for this week? I
I
know there's a big
mean,
one tonight.
yeah, there's a big one tonight. In Vegas. We got the
Woo, woo.
looking here at the whole schedule. We got the Golden Knights hosting the Oilers. It's a big week in Vegas. The Super Bowl's over there. That I'm pretty sure we might get some appearances at that game because Golden Knights know people are in town. They might drop.
All right.
I don't think anybody from the teams are gonna be there because they're really serious about. But people just go there. Not even just football players. They just go there. So, you
Mm,
might see people in the crowd if you're watching tonight in that game. That game is at
yeah.
10 p.m. Eastern time. We'll see if I stay up. I
Mm,
want to
yeah.
because the Oilers are on a 17 game win streak. They won all their games in January. So they've been allowing 1.15 goals a game, which is where the improvement has come defensively. So they're facing a good Golden Knights team. It should be a good game.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna predict the winner, but there's some good games going on as we're recording. The Devils are facing
Yeah. What's the Flyers score now?
the Devils are facing the Avalanche. That is 1-1 in the first. The
Oh, well.
Canucks are facing the Hurricanes. That is 1-1 at the end of the first. Um, and the Panthers are playing the Flyers, and the Panthers are up 1-0.
No,
Uh,
that's not bad.
Flames are up 2-0 on the Bruins.
Wow.
Yep. And the Pens are up 1-0 on the Jets. So I besides tonight, I don't really have. I'm just excited that it like competitive hockey's back.
Yeah. Right.
Thursday, the Canucks and the Bruins are playing. That should be a good one. The two top teams right now in the East and the West, like points wise. So that should be a good one. Also, Avalanche Hurricanes. That's on Thursday as well. Friday,
Mm.
Oilers Ducks, but that's just because I like randomly watching the Ducks, even though I watch them play some horrible hockey when I watch them live. But it's okay. Saturday,
I
Kraken and
think we're all.
Flyers, a game that we
Oh,
thought about.
okay. All right. Easy. Easy.
All right, Oilers King. Oh, before we forget, Kings news. We forgot to put this on the thing. They fired their coach.
Yeah. Yes.
So I didn't know
Wah,
this,
wah.
but after getting out to a really good streak, they had lost 14 out of the last 17 games that they had played. So I guess they fired him for
Jeez.
a good reason.
I feel
I
like
didn't know that.
we would have picked up on that, but I don't.
No, I
I
didn't
guess
pick up on it.
they weren't making a big deal out of it. I guess.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess after we thought about it, yeah,
Well,
maybe he deserved it.
well, well. They did start off really well,
Yeah, they did.
but
and Sunday if you want to get your fix before the big game. If you're into the big game, Blues Canadians, Canucks Capitals, 1 o'clock.
Why even have a game on that day?
It's to warm it up. I'm telling you, it's to keep eyes on because all you're doing is waiting for hours till
Yeah,
six
I know,
o'clock.
but
So
yeah, true, but
it's like I like that
true.
there's stuff beforehand and then nothing after. You know what I'm saying? But I don't because I don't
We have
like
actual
this
games
is
before the big games.
randomly about me. I don't like pregame shows. So like I don't want to sit for 3 hours
Well,
of
yeah.
a pregame show.
Yeah, you're right. That's true. It's a good thought.
Yep. Wild Golden Knights on Monday. Maybe your boy will start against the Smoking Gun.
Woo!
So,
But if he's not still hurt,
yep. All right, but that's
sounds good.
really all I got, honestly.
Yep, you do.
Hope you guys enjoyed it today. We'll be
Go
back.
Knights, go.
Yep, there it is.